What's up guys, this is Speed Kills and this is my Wardless Sorcerer build for the Scalebreaker Patch. I run mostly solo, but this will also work in a group. I run the same thing in CP and no CP environments. So without further ado, let's get into the build. Alright, so starting off, we are a Breton Sorcerer. We are using the Atronach Mundus for Magicka recovery. And we're using Tri-Food. So I'm using the Longfin pastry with melon sauce, but any Tri-Food will work. I would make sure that this is food, because food does offer more than drinks. For our potion, we're using the Essence of Health, which is also known as a Tri-Potion, because it gives all three stats. It gives health, magicka, and stamina back, and it also gives you recovery of each of those. Alright, so let's get into the sets. So we're running 2-piece Bloodspawn, 5-piece Amber Plasm, and 5-piece Pariah. So we have 5 light, 1 medium, 1 heavy. Everything has triglyphs, and everything is impenetrable. Looking at our jewelry, we have 3 infused jewelry, all spell damage. Our Inferno Staff is sharpened with an weapon damage enchant. And our Restoration Staff is powered for bigger heals with a Absorb Magicka enchant. Alright, so I want to do a section where I talked about why Pariah and Bloodspawn are good this patch. So for those of you that play the game regularly in PvP, you know that a lot of stamina builds are running around with the 2-hand ultimate Onslaught. It got a major buff this patch. Even some Magicka builds are using it because it's so good. So what happens with Onslaught is if you attack someone, whoever you hit with the Onslaught, you gain their resistance in penetration. So right now, unbuffed, I'm sitting at 15,225 physical resistance. If someone Onslaughted me right now, that is how much penetration they would gain. If they Onslaughted me with my Boundless Storm up, they would have 20,505 physical penetration gain. So why are Pariah and Bloodspawn so good? If we look at them, Bloodspawn gives you a 6% chance to gain 6,300 physical and spell resistance, and Pariah gives you spell and physical resistance based on your missing health. So most of the time when you get onslaughted, you are not at low health. So therefore, most of my Pariah is not procced. If they hit me with Onslaught whenever my Bloodspawn is not procced, that's another 6,300 resistance I can gain over their Onslaught penetration. So both Bloodspawn and Pariah offer chances to gain additional resistances even after getting Onslaughted. And that's why I think they are so powerful this patch. Alright, so let's take a look at the unbuffed stats. Got 31.5k mag, 27.6k health, 17.7k stam. Our magic recovery is 1619. Stamina recovery is 1201. Spell damage of 2401. Spell critical, 32%. Spell resistance, 19.3k. Physical resistance, 15.2k. And critical resistance of 2854. So taking a look at these stats, you see that the maximum magicka is probably lower than you see on most sorcerer builds. That's because most sorcerers use wards, which rely on magicka to increase their values. We are not using them, so we have a higher health and stamina pool. Our health is there to prevent us from getting one-shot. Our stamina is there to allow us to block and roll dodge for defenses. So let's look at what our spell damage goes up to whenever we cast Entropy and Light Attack. It goes up to 3293. It's a pretty nice spell damage for a sorcerer. So let's look at our resist. So we've got our Boundless Storm. We've got our Blessings of Restoration. And then we've got our Bloodspawn, which will proc. And now you see our resist, they go way up. I'm not going to let them get me lower, but our resist should cap out at about 43k and 39k physical. But in order to have that high resistances, we would have to be at 1% health. So 38k and 34k, those are our normal resistances at lower health. Alright, so let's talk about the skills that we're using on this build. First off, we have Force Bolts. This is our spammable. It also has some cleave damage if enemies around the person you're attacking have the status effects on them. Crystal Frag, this is our burst skill. You're going to want to make sure that you have it procced before you cast it. Haunting Curse, this is what we set up combos with. So it explodes after 3.5 seconds. Structured Entropy, this is a damage over time, a heal over time, and it is our source of major sorcery. Streak, this is our stun as well as a mobility tool, and it also has a little bit of damage. So this is AoE damage as well as AoE stun. I went with the Ice Comet Morph here as our ultimate because it deals high damage. I can set up streak combos with it, so Curse, Streak, Meteor combos. As well as it can apply the Chill effect, which will allow me to get that cleave damage on Force Bolts. Next we have Blessings of Restoration. This is our burst heal. It also gives us minor resolve and ward, increasing our resistances. Dark Conversion, this is another burst heal, but it is also a resource sustain tool. So it costs stamina, and it restores Magicka. You get some instantly and then some over time. So you're going to want to keep this buff up. So you see, it's got a 20-second timer on it, and you're getting Magicka back over that 20-second timer. So this is a nice skill to combo with our champion points. So if you look at this champion point, when you break free, the cost of your next stamina ability used within 5 seconds is reduced by 80%. So after breaking free, this is a very nice skill to use because it's going to be very, very cheap. So it's nice to have a stamina skill on our bar. Next we have Critical Surge. This is one of our main heals. So this morph does not give our major sorcery, but we are getting major sorcery from our entropy, so that is fine. If you look at the tooltip here, it is pretty insane. So we get 4.5k, almost 4.6k health every 1 second that we crit. So Force Pulse has 3 attacks on it. We've got a dot ticking. Our Boundless Storm ticks. Our Meteor can be ticking. So we've got a lot of instances where we could be critting every second. Next is Boundless. So this deals a little small damage, and then it is our resistance buff. After casting it, it also gives us Major Expedition for 4 seconds, which gives us a little bit more mobility. Next is Rapid Regeneration. So this is a very important heal. We use it kind of like a stamina to use Vigor. So it is a close to 23k hot over 5 seconds. This is our oh shit button. So Life Giver. If we are going to die, and there's no way out, this is the skill that we use. So we usually block, we use this, and then we try to streak away. Alright, so those are the skills that we're using on the build. Let's look at the CP. Alright, so let's take a look at our CP we use for this build. If you have any questions or comments about CP, please leave them in the comment section.